Usually, the bigger the tube diameter, the louder the report's going to be, usually.
Thanks again for coming to the channel. Thanks again for coming to Boom in the Sky. So we're going to get right into this, but I just wanted to say this is part 2 of our interview with Doug Burda from Red Apple Fireworks. Without further ado, let's jump right back into the Q&A with Doug Burda here on Boom in the Sky. Okay, so this is a little personal to me, but being that my channel is called Boom in the Sky, as all you guys know, I was hoping you could share some insight with my viewers about, and with all you guys, about what factors make a firework louder. When you have mortars or cakes, what makes them louder? What makes one thing louder than another?
So most of the things that we love about fireworks are all based on chemistry. That includes the break charge, which is what will produce the explosion and the noise. So it's pretty simple. The more break powder that you have, the louder a firework is going to be. And the reason that a canister shell, for example, is so loud is because the diameter of a canister shell, 1 3/4 inches, affords a lot of space to have a big burst charge, which in turn produces a very loud audible effect.
Okay. All right. Good to know. I'm learning stuff too, guys. These are the reasons I asked this. So
usually, the bigger the tube diameter, the louder the report's going to be. Usually.
Okay. And how does with canister shells? How does I've heard that wrapping, the tighter the wrap, also makes it, because you need more burst charge to make it louder. Is that
for sure? For sure. Also, the type of material that's used to plug the ends of the shell, and how much of that material is used, plays a big part of it. If you have a shell that doesn't have a really hard material plugging the ends, then you're not going to have a big break, because it's sort of like a percussive effect. So when it snaps in the middle, when it breaks in the middle, those ends are what keep the bang and the explosion more centralized. Okay. So if it breaks and the ends fly out,
and what are those? What is that? What's the better, or what material makes it louder?
I wish I could tell you that, but I would probably disclose a trade secret. So I can't do that.
Fair enough. So with at most 60 grams of composition in a mortar shell, what is the benefit of a 5 or a 6-inch mortar shell versus a 4-inch with the same amount of composition?
I think this is a highly debated question, but I think that it's really simple. And I'm going to use an analogy. So if someone said to you, here is a Lexus, it will get you from your house to wherever you're going, and it's going to cost you twice the amount of what this Toyota would cost you to get from the same point A to point B. You're not going to make the decision on whether it's more expensive or not. You're going to say, do I have the money to pay for the quality? Or can I settle for something like a Toyota, which is fine. Both are good cars.
Both made by Toyota.
Both made by Toyota, right? So that's a good point. So even a company like Toyota recognizes that there are different markets for different quality levels, even if you're getting the exact same functionality out of the product, right?
Yep.
So to drill down into that a little more, one of the main differences that you'll see between a Toyota and a Lexus, for example, is the volume knob, right? In a Toyota, it's probably small and black. And when you get into a Lexus, and plastic. And when you get into a Lexus, it's probably bigger and silver and metal, right? So if you have the money and you want to pay for the extra quality that went into the production of that component versus the Toyota component, then you buy it.
Yep.
So just to bring that home then, it's not just about how much powder is in the shell. It's about the quality of that powder and the type of stars that powder is composed of.
Okay.
So the stars are what ignite and what produce the effect. So the bigger stars that you have, the longer it's going to burn, and the more you're going to get out of that star. A really small star produces the type of effect where it just shows up and disappears really quickly. A bigger star burns for longer. So when you talk about something like the titanium willow effect, those are really big stars. And the result of those big stars is that you have the hang time of the burning star as it's burning. So on a 6-inch shell, even if you have the same upper capacity of 60 grams, you can fit bigger stars into those shells.
That's a good point. So I actually thought about that. But
so you need that room.
Yeah.
And if you notice, when you're shooting a 6-inch shell, if it's a good quality shell, you're going to hear a louder bang out of it. And another reason for that is there's more plugs on either side of it. So like we talked about earlier, you're creating more compression. So when the shell actually breaks, you're not losing the ends of the shell. You're actually having the shell break in the middle and open up to as much of a 360-degree burst as you can get from a canister shell. So a lot of people just say, oh, 60 grams is 60 grams, but that's nonsense.
Okay.
It's the difference in a Lexus and a Toyota.
Okay. That's really good.
You got to stay within your budget. I mean,
Yeah.
don't go nuts.
Right.
Those geisha shells we were talking about earlier, those are hella expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But the stars are hella expensive for me to buy.
Right.
So it's not like we're going to mark those up more than we mark up our regular shells.
Right.
We'll probably mark them up less. But it's another thing, you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
You're not going to buy a Toyota and get a Lexus. It's just not possible. Garbage in, garbage out.
Yep.
Quality in, quality out.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Thanks. So, roughly, how many days a year do you get to shoot fireworks? I mean, you're in the store filled with fireworks every day, I'm assuming. Maybe you get a day off. Maybe your staff gives you a day off.
Let's see. All right. So we try, my family, we try to shoot fireworks for every occasion, even if it's just a sparkler, right? So there's a differentiator between, are we shooting for fun or are we doing product research, or is it like a hybrid? So if it's holidays, then count the major holidays out of the year. So maybe a couple times a month, and then birthdays and all that. But then when we're actually doing the product research and we go somewhere like China, if I spend a week in China, I'm seeing 4 weeks worth of fireworks. So we're going to demos every night. We're shooting product every chance we get, because there's so many people throwing product at us when we're there, and they're just, what do you think? Shoot it. Let me know what you think. And so we're literally forced to shoot product as often as we can. So that was a long answer. The short answer is we're probably shooting, out of my waking life, I'm probably shooting fireworks 5 to 7% of the time.
Okay. What or how would you like to see the fireworks industry change moving forward in 2020, 2021, 2025? Like, where do you want to see the fireworks industry go?
I want people to become more educated about what they're buying, because there's so many options, and if you want to just shoot everything all at once and have a bunch of sky puke, that's cool, and you can do that very easily. But this product is actually not meant to be enjoyed that way necessarily, and I hope that people learn all of the different effects. I hope that people learn where in my show should I place this particular product based on its rhythm and its intensity and the effects that are included in it. So I hope that people become incentivized and excited to educate themselves more about the product that they're buying and enjoying.
And how are you currently helping consumers do that?
So we're currently providing that information in a multitude of ways.
Okay.
I think that people consume information, everyone consumes information differently.
Yep.
But I think that when you think about like a cell phone, everybody has a cell phone, and everybody has access to the same set of information and can consume it in a lot of different ways from a cell phone. So I tend to think about fireworks in that way, is how can I absorb this information and use it? Do I need the visual? Do I need an icon? Do I need a paragraph of text? Do I need a video? Do I need an interview? What do I need to understand this more? And so what we're trying to do is really offer people this information in any way that they want to consume it.
Okay.
And that's really our drive right now, is to make sure that we have mass understanding, whether it's through any medium.
And guys, I will actually add to that, and I hope it's okay. But
Absolutely.
I've said this before when we were walking around the store, but we're actually sitting in front of a whole. Actually, we're sitting on some fireworks too, from cases of fireworks. But right behind us, we have, for example, the Panda box, and with every firework cake, with every canister shell, whatever it is, whatever's in the store, everything has an information strip. Tells you what it is, how many products are inside, if there's special things like mortar tubes and how many and what it's made of, the effects that go into it, if it's loud or not so loud, if it's safe and sane, if it's the colors, how long it lasts, all these different things come in here. The other thing, and I will definitely link it in the description down below, but Red Apple Fireworks is a great place to go for that. You can also go to their YouTube channel. I'll link that down below as well. They do have demos of just about everything here in the store. I actually have, I think I've made my my upcoming 4th of July, which is months away, but I think I know what I'm gonna buy.
You don't.
I knew what I was going to buy as of 2 months ago for next year's 4th of July, but really excited to see what Doug has to come. Doug, real quick, I wanted to ask you, and I almost forgot, I'm glad I remembered, but do you have any plans for Red Apple to do like individual pro line, 1.4 Pro line that have like slices or gerbs or single shot comets? Is there any plans to do that in the future?
It's all about the demand. So I never say no to new ideas. I think saying yes to ideas is probably what
Get you in trouble?
gets me so many gray hairs. But we don't have any immediate plans for it. But
Okay.
if the demand is there, I mean, absolutely. We have the vendors, we have the manufacturers that would gladly produce some really high quality stuff like that for us.
That's awesome.
But right now, I think we're more focused on, family and making sure that when you're putting on a show, it does feel professional, but without all of the effort that goes into that.
Okay.
And I think that, slices tend to get a little expensive. And I think for the average consumer who just wants to have a nice, semi-pro type show, I think that can be a little intense, especially once you get into like e-match and things like that, which I don't think most people should be handling or safety. I know I shouldn't be handling e-match.
That's why you have a shooter.
That's why I have a shooter. That's right. So the interest is there, but it's just based on the demand.
Okay. So Doug, one of the most important things is where can people get and how can people get Red Apple fireworks? So like, for example, I live in Florida.
Yep.
We are in Nevada. Can I get Red Apple fireworks?
Yes, you can.
How do I do that?
So it used to be that the only way to get Red Apple fireworks would be to go to either where you are now, to come here to Pahrump and buy them, or to go to one of our stores in Michigan,
Okay.
which is where I'm from. But now our business model has changed a little bit, so you can buy anything that you want online from redapplefireworks.com, and we will ship it to you. Right now, the shipping is, I think, around $99 with a $700 order, something like that. And we can ship it to you anywhere in the country. So right now, redapplefireworks.com, wherever you are in the country, you can go to our website and buy fireworks and have them delivered right to your door.
Okay. And do you have multiple locations multiple warehouses, I should say?
We do.
Okay, and where are those?
So right now, our main distribution centers are here in Nevada, in Metro Detroit, and then our newest distribution center is in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
A good friend of mine, Van from Super Show Fireworks, is operating that distribution center. And we also have, I think I want to say 5 distribution centers that are currently in the works for 2020.
Oh, great.
So that no matter where you are, we can bring the shipping costs down, we can get it to you quicker. Of course, there's challenges there. We are still a small family-owned business. So we are trying to expand in that direction because we get that question all the time.
Yeah.
I'm in Washington, I'm in New Hampshire, I'm in Florida, I'm in Louisiana. Where can I get your product? And now we can just say, go to redapplefireworks.com and order it, and it will be to your door within a week.
Okay. And are there any states? This one pains me, but are there any states that you cannot ship to?
So from a legal perspective, we can ship anywhere.
Okay.
To qualify that answer is that the risk goes on to the buyer.
Okay.
And so we don't try to hide the ball on this. We want to make it very clear that as the buyer, you need to know what's legal to ship into your jurisdiction. The problem with fireworks laws is that there's a federal law, then there are state laws, then there are county laws, then there are city laws, then there are town laws, then there are village laws, all the way down. And it's just the nature of the fireworks body of regulation. So for us to classify all of that, I think is near impossible.
Yeah.
So at some level, we have to have the consumer know what they're buying, if it's legal or not.
Okay.
So I'm sure there are jurisdictions that are likely illegal for you to have fireworks shipped into. But again, that's not on us. That's on you to understand those laws before you buy.
That's good to know.
But I think we've shipped to 40 some states already.
Yeah.
So, and no problem.
Anything else we forgot? Anything you want to give? Any updates on Red Apple fireworks?
I'd love to. This is like I'm on a soapbox now, right?
We're just missing the ferns.
So Red Apple Fireworks is for 2020 really going to push a lot of what the expectation is in terms of how am I going to buy fireworks. We have a new website that will be opening up in the next couple of weeks that should blow everybody's mind, including mine. And the way that we're going to be doing the product fulfillment, we really want to make sure that you can get the product when you want it without necessarily having to go to a place that sells Red Apple. So I think the website this year is really going to expand everyone's horizons, including ours. So our digital presence, I think there will be a bomb dropped on the industry with what we're going to be doing digitally this year.
Okay.
So get ready for that.
Very cool. Okay, guys, thanks for coming to the channel. Thanks for coming to Boom in the Sky. And again, thank you to Doug from Red Apple. We've been sitting here having a quick chat. Really found out some great information, and definitely, again, I'll link his channel. I'll link his channel down below. I'll link Red Apple Fireworks down below. Stay tuned for those sneak peeks that he's mentioned and teased here. But again, thanks for coming. If you like this video, definitely smash that like button. Drop a comment down below. Have you ever been to Red Apple? Do you order from Red Apple? Are you planning to order from Red Apple? And of course, subscribe. We've got lots of stuff coming up. We've got a bunch of videos here at Red Apple and other places in Pahrump, but mainly Red Apple.
Sorry.
So thanks for coming to Boom in the Sky. And like I always say,
make it beautiful, make it loud.
Thanks, Doug.
Thank you.